escaping with ET.
G'day and welcome to the show. Well, I'm down off Bermagui on the south coast of New South Wales, and right now Chris is hooked up to this beautiful big striped marlin. It's going crazy all over the place. We've got an action-packed show. Check it out. Woo! What happens when a national champion bream angler comes face to face with a marlin? Oh, look at that. Hang in and find out. Oh, man. Yeehaw! And while you're waiting, you'll pick up some great fishing knowledge from not one, but two different bream gurus. Nice, that's the one. Look at him. He's a good fish too. Perfect spot to catch him. And learn how to make and serve the perfect bream in tempura batter.
So the little trick that I'm going to show you now is how you get that really crunchy tempura batter.
From Sydney south to Bermagui is around 380 kilometres. That translates to about 5.5 hours on the road. And that's time that goes easy in my powerful Mazda BT50. Even hauling the 6+ metres of my Quintrex 610 Trident, it's a smooth trip all the way to the boat ramp. And once on the water, I know I'm well equipped for whatever the Pacific Ocean wants to throw at us. Well, we're heading out in the beautiful 610 Trident. Johnny's here to help me out. I've got so many gadgets on here. It's two beautiful Garmin units, the GPS and chart plotter and sounder. I've got this Evinrude control panel up the top. We've got the big radar on the top, live bait tanks. I've got a Canon downrigger. To top it all off, I've got the Evinrude 200, so I've got 2 Century batteries. Are they going to handle it?
Absolutely, Andy. This is a great setup. The Century Marine batteries are designed to handle all these accessories that you've talked about. If you did want to add an electric fridge or some sort of thing like additional drain, that's when you need a deep cycle battery.
Oh, perfect.
But this is a great setup.
And of course, it's matched in quality and durability by my Shimano rods and reels. Heavy-duty tackle for this trip, because we're heading out after some of the heaviest fighting you can find on the water. I wonder if former Australian Champion Bream fisher Chris Wright knows what he's in for as we home in on marlin. Well, it's a windy morning. We're off the coast of Bermagui on the south coast of New South Wales, and there is a stack of big slimy mackerel down there. You can see this big hole in the middle here where some big predators punch through. And the great thing about this boat is that I've got the 2 units to coincide them. Up here, I've actually marked a whole range of bait fish on the Garmin unit up here. As you can see, I'm sort of just working around this whole perimeter. Woohoo! That's what we're after, big fella. Woo! Oh, look at that jumping. Oh, yeah. Yep. There we go, hooked up. We've got a beautiful circle hook in there. So hopefully the fish is hooked right in the jaw, and exactly where these circle hooks do their job. They slide back up out of the bait, roll along the jaw, and just hook in just beautifully. Whoa! Just turn right, mate. Steer it to the right. That's good. Oh yeah. Gosh, they're a beautiful fish, aren't they? They are a gorgeous fish. You've got to be careful. These fish are probably between 70 kilo and around that 100 kilo mark. But it also means a really big, powerful fish that can easily bust your line. And if you don't do the right thing, it can snap you off in a real hurry. So the drag on these Tiagras is crucial. Just to the right a little bit. About there, that's good. Look at that, a bit more right, thanks. Yeah, wow, that's impressive, hey? That is impressive. Look at the beautiful fish. Wow, gorgeous. Coloration, you can see those stripes all lit up along the back, almost purple through my glasses. I've got the tonic polarised on here, and I can tell you, I can see this fish as clear as day. A bit more left. Yep. Oh, look at that. Whooshka. Right by the boat. Whoa, beautiful. Just, yep, right, that's it, good. But if you think you've got a fight on your hands with the fish out wide, That's nothing to the tussle you face with every metre you work it closer to the boat.
All right. The idea when you bring the fish boat side is to keep that boat moving. You can't put it in idle, you'll be in all sorts of trouble. So you just got to keep the boat idling along. Yeah, that's good. There's the fin. Just got to watch, you can see where that line's going down underneath the belly there.
And sometimes the fight doesn't go your way all the way.
We had her right to the boat. She's gone. And we're going to release her anyway right there. Wanted to get some underwater footage, so just unfortunately mucked around a little bit too long and she's thrown the hook. But yeah, that was a mighty fight. All right, we'll get this line back in the water and get the livey back on. And we'll go and battle another one. Your turn next, Chris. Woo!
The Bream champ versus the billfish coming up. Another 2.5 hours further south along the road from Bermagui and across the border into Victoria, I'm on my way to Mallacoota. Because before he tackles a marlin, Chris Wright is going to show me that form that made him Australian champion in a different kind of fishing. It's on a very different scale, and it comes with different challenges.
I'm just trying to find somewhere to get out of this 15-knot wind that's blowing at the minute, and also somewhere where I can catch a few fish. I'm down at Mallacoota Lake, an absolutely beautiful part of Victoria, and what I love down here is the different species that you can catch. Hopefully on the target species today is the yellowfin bream, yellowfin whiting, and also the black bream. We'll see how we go.
Look at this, little fish. Little whiting.
Imagine if you caught a marlin with the same lure to fish size ratio. But the first bream is a good step up in size.
This is where you turn the wind into your advantage, Ace. Slick?
Hopefully.
Actually, you like a bit of wind with your
Oh
fishing,
yeah,
you were telling me?
exactly. Yeah,
It helps, does it?
definitely helps these days. They're really flighty now, and a bit of breeze and a bit of overcast conditions like this is really good.
Well, at least it's not raining.
And it's not too windy for me to comfortably stand up and get a nice long cast. The kind of cast that soon gets results.
Yep. All right. Wow. You had a few whacks. Whiting, beautiful. Not a monster, but a beautiful start. This little whiting, well, I'll put him back in. Hopefully he'll grow a little bigger next time. Well, there we go. It's all right, put him back in. See you, mate. Yeah, baby. Woo! Oh, this feels a bit more solid. Long cast, that's the good thing. When you've got wind like this at your back, you can cast incredibly long. It looks like it's a yellowfin bream, but it may not be. Oh, it's pretty dark across the head. Oh, this is a nice fish. Now, gosh, you'd swear that was a yellowfin bream, but I reckon she's just a very silver-looking black bream. No yellow in this bloke. Look at that. All right. And you can see how this lure, this little sugar pen, works its way on the top, and how the bream come up and just slash at it.
So that's two of my Mallacoota target species accounted for. Now it's time to wonder, what are the chances of a hat trick?
Oh, feels like a little flathead. Okay, here's a little dusky. Lovely little fish. Tiny little lure. The crank lure. And in this coloured water, it seems to work a treat. Little red eyes. Isn't that a beautiful little flathead? So a nice easy cast, right in as close as you can to the bank, and then just keep a nice steady wind coming back. This crank minnow has a really big strong wobble. Yeah, this is a good fish. It's a black bream and it's a stonker, it's a beauty. I know they get a lot bigger, but this one, for me, is a really nice fish. Wow, look at him up in the shallows, that's beautiful. Tell you what, they got some go in them. Oh, bit. Just so much fun fishing on the Hobie. Look at this for a nice fish. Yeah, all right. Beautiful. And when you come further south, down the New South Wales coast, you start to come across these Black Bream. Pretty much from Nowra south, the fish turn up in big numbers in the estuaries and rivers. I'll let this guy go.
Further north in Forster, I'm still chasing bream, but in a different Quintrex with a different fishing mate and with very different lures.
When you go up near the pylons, or if you're moving around oysters, cungy and all that, you'll always find these little crabs all hidden up amongst them, and that's what the bream feed on. So I've used little black crabs thousands of times, but I've never used these little artificial crabs before. Any bream that sees one of these floating by is just immediately going to go into attack mode. Oh, there we go. As you can see, hooked up. Now you got to pull him out. There's loads of oysters around these pylons.
Oh, it's a cracking bream.
Oh, that's a beauty. What about that? First bream of the morning and it's an absolute stonker. Wow.
Oh, no, still not ready.
No, he's still got plenty left in him.
Here he is.
Wow, now that's a bream. Look at that big guy. Well done, mate. That's fantastic.
So I said those crabs, mate, you get them in there. They've got the best thing about these things is they've got those floating claws. When it sits on the bottom, the claws will float the hooks up.
Yep.
So they become fairly snag resistant.
And that's action fishing at its best.
And the action fisher is Grant Manusu of breamandbass.com.
Beautiful. Oh. He's not as big, but I tell you what, that's a nice fish.
He's only a little fella, that one.
A little tacker for up this way.
Dolphins are coming to say hello too. We don't want to hook one of those. These crabs are so real, you might even get one.
Grant, as you might have guessed from his website, is a guru of bream and bass fishing. And one of his favourite things to do is fishing the oyster leases of the Great Lakes that make his hometown of Forster so well known to seafood lovers and fishers alike. And even in this tranquil location, I'm wearing my life jacket as always, because you never know when it might save your life. And just look at all that structure. Our biggest challenge will be getting the fish away from it, so we put the crabs to work. And work they do.
Well, I'm net boy.
Another reasonable.
Yeah, he's nice. And as you're getting close to the boat, just relax the drag even a little more.
Yeah, just let him do what he wants. Next to the boat's where you're going to lose them.
Exactly.
We've got them away from all the leases that have got covered in oysters and barnacles that can cut your line.
Yep.
You get them out here, there's nothing going to get you on. You can back that drag off so you don't pull the hooks. Wants to get back in the water.
See you, mate. Beautiful. Yeah, you're on, really.
Nice one.
Nice, that's the one. Look at him. He's a good fish too. Well, I've been doing a relatively good job with the netting today. That is a stonker. Nice big fish.
Got a nice one with the crab in the corner of the jaw again.
Little holes all around these beautiful big poles, these oyster poles. And yeah, just so many fish. Gosh, it's just the perfect spot to catch them.
Sustainability of the foods we eat is a hot topic these days, and one place you'll often see a sustainable food chain in action is in the hustle and bustle of your local fish market. I'm here with Chef Paul Breheny, and today's FRDC featured species is the yellowfin bream. Now, Paul, I love to catch bream on lures and bait, but how do you like to cook them?
What I'm going to do today is I'm going to do it with the tempura butter, so real simple.
Well, while you're cooking the bream, let's find out more about this widespread species. The vast majority of recreational fishers in Australia don't need to be told that bream is one of our great staple fish species right down the east coast. Yellowfin bream occur from far north Queensland to the Gippsland Lakes in Victoria.
Basically, we need some soda water, some plain flour, 1 egg white, and some salt and pepper.
Genetic investigation has shown that this species forms a single east coast population, one biological stock with a general northward dispersal of adults and southward dispersal of larvae.
And now we're going to add some flour.
Yellowfin bream is considered sustainable, a status which is being maintained by fisheries management measures such as a 2 centimetre increase of minimum size in Queensland.
So the way to test the batter that it's good is to grab your spoon and put it in and just make sure that the batter coats the back of the spoon.
In 2010-11, the commercial catch for yellowfin bream in Queensland was 111 tonne and recreational catch was 212 tonne, with commercial catch increasing to 134 tonne in 2013-14. The combined black bream and yellowfin bream catch in New South Wales for 2013-14 was 314 tonne. So Aussies love to eat yellowfin bream.
So there's a little trick that I'm going to show you now is how you get that really crunchy sort of tempura batter. And what we have to do is pop some batter into my oil before I put my fish in. So I'll just pop this on top, just hold it for a little while and then let it go. And what this does, it cooks the batter, also stops the fish from sticking on the bottom of the pan, and it will just add that beautiful extra crunch. Okay, how we know it's done is you can actually feel the crispiness of the batter and it floats to the top. So these guys are just ready to come out now. Okay, so I'm just going to rest the fish. The batter will just get that little bit more crunchy, and I love the way it looks with these little shards. And then we're just going to top that with a little small Asian salad. So there we go, mate.
Wow, yellowfin bream has never looked so good. For more facts and figures on yellowfin bream, go to fish.gov.au or visit fishfiles.com.au for loads of nutritional information, serving ideas and recipes. Or visit the Escape with ET website for Paul's Tempura Bream. In the Quintrex Trident, out wide off Bermagui, bream champ Chris Wright is about to get his first feel of an angry marlin. Yeah, baby.
We're on now. We're on. I think we're going to start going backwards pretty quick. Oh, mate.
Yeehaw! This is what we want.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Just jumped over there.
Good stuff. Yep.
There it goes.
Whoa, yeah, nice fish.
Fish.
Yeah, look at him shaking that big head. Oh, yeah.
Hard to get good help behind the wheel.
Oh, look at that beautiful big fish. Wow, I'll just spin back around on her. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Whoosh. Watch it's not hooked around anything. It's all right?
Yeah, mate. Clean. Yeah, I had to put it in the free spoon.
Yeah.
There it is.
Beautiful, well done.
But the closer Chris works the fish to the boat, the higher the risk of losing it. And this end game will be harder than most because Chris has fought the fish all the way in with the hook caught close to its tail. Just one move of rod, reel or boat right now could stop the fight. Woo, there it goes. So close, so far.
So there was no way that we could actually hold onto its bill and pull the hook, so we had to break it off pretty close.
We got to see it.
Oh,
We had some fun. So.
a mighty fish.
Yeah.
God, didn't it jump?
It was good fun.
Unbelievable. Good stuff, mate.
It was a good day. Let's do something again tomorrow.
Absolutely.